This Ag Business Update brought to you by American Implement. Indebted to the past, committed to the future. In a moment, Ag News.
The cost of everything has gone up dramatically over the last 75 years. With one exception: keeping electricity affordable.
Wheatland Electric, delivering energy for life, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
When you've had a best friend for over 50 years, you develop a trust. And the Scott Co-op has been a trusted rural friend since 1957. A co-op keeps money in the area, doing business for and with their members. And that helps keep their hometown thriving with keeping money in the community. Scott Co-op is not just an elevator. It's the rural way of doing business. So, when you see an elevator, remember your friends at Scott Co-op.
Well, based on November 1st conditions, the Kansas 2021 corn crop forecast 737 million bushels. That's down 4% from last year's production, according to the National Ag Statistics Service. The area to be harvested for grain, 5.3 million acres, down 7% from a year ago. The yield forecast 139 bushels per acre, up 5 bushels from last year. Now, sorghum for grain forecast 271 million bushels, up 14% from a year ago. The area for harvest comes in 3.35 million acres, up 20% from 2020. The yield forecast 81 bushels per acre, down 4 bushels from last year. Now, the soybean production forecast 197 million bushels. That's up a tick from last year. And the area for harvest, 4.8 million acres. That's up 1 percentage point from 2020. The yield forecast at 41 bushels per acre. That is unchanged from what we saw last year. Now, cotton production in Kansas forecast 215,000 bales. That's down 28% from last year. And the acreage for harvest, 101,000 acres, down 83,000 acres from 2020. The yield forecast for 1,022 pounds per acre. That's up 239 pounds per acre from a year ago. More in a moment.
S&S Trailer Sales, with 2 locations in Ness City, Kansas, is where everybody goes to buy or rent trailers. They feature the all-new, all-aluminum Mauer grain trailer with all of the electric options, the easy-to-load detached trailers, and a huge stock of header trailers. At the west location, you'll find bumper pulls, goosenecks, and oilfield specialty trailers, along with flat and utility beds for pickups. S&S Trailer Sales in Ness City and on the web, but remember, you do have to spell out the "and."
Would you like to see something done about high gas prices and low unemployment? Western Plains Energy in Campus, Kansas is doing something about it. They're a proud part of Growth Energy, America's ethanol supporters, and they employ 38 people and will be adding more following the expansion. Ethanol fuel not only reduces the cost of regular gasoline, it's good for the environment and keeps money right here in the United States while supporting local rural jobs. Western Plains Energy, doing something for the future.
The U.S. Meat Export Federation Strategic Planning Conference covered booming demand for U.S. red meat in both established and emerging markets. The USMEF President and CEO Dan Hallstrom told those in attendance that demand for U.S. red meat may be at the most robust level that he has ever seen. He notes that the U.S. beef exports to Japan, South Korea, and China, Hong Kong are all on track to exceed $2 billion this year. And pork exports also are up slightly in volume and significantly in value over the record pace that we saw last year. The total red meat export value will reach about $18 billion this year. That includes up to $2 billion in variety meats. Now, this represents a rebound for the variety meat exports, which took a bit of a step back in 2020. Now, Hallstrom did temper his optimism due to the port congestion on the West Coast and other transportation obstacles that we continue to see as well as those persistent labor shortages and heightened burdens by many regulatory agencies. And the sales of tractors are up 11% so far through October this year. That according to the latest data from the Association of Equipment Manufacturers. Now that comes to the first 10 months of 2020. The sale of self-propelled combines, well, they're up 24% than where they were a year ago as of the last data collection. Combined, the tractor and combine sales in 2021 also running ahead of the most recent 5-year average. More in a moment.
Wolfter Construction and Irrigation has been around a long time, and a lot of folks have trusted them to design, build, and service all sizes of commercial and on-farm storage for grain and equipment. Wolfter is also known for their outstanding irrigation division, where they stock a complete selection of nozzles, regulators, drops, gear drives, electrical, and structure components. Looking for an electric motor? Wolfter has a large selection in single and 3-phase. Next time, reach out to the pros who have decades of experience at taking care of business the right way. Wolfter Construction and Irrigation.
1030 KBUF has agriculture information weekdays beginning at 6 with markets, ag news, weather, and newsmakers to help you make the best decisions for your farm and ranch. Follow us online on the social media and also listen to any Southwind station at westernkansasnews.com. I'm Ken Rahjes. Thanks for watching.